So, for the mathematical language and symbols, of course, in here, mathematics is actually divided into two. We have here mathematics as a language and mathematics as a symbols. When we say mathematics as a language, it includes there the characteristics of mathematical language, the conventions of mathematical language, and of course the statements. When we say mathematics as a symbols, it is about a logical connectives, and it also has its truth values and the tautologies and self-contradiction. So we have here our first ever definition. So definition number 1. An expression is a mathematical analog of an English noun. It is a correct arrangement of mathematical symbols used to represent a mathematical object of interest. An expression does not state a complete thought. In particular, it does not make sense to ask if an expression is true or false. So again, kung mingon ta na mathematical expression, mauna siya ang kapariha sa English noun. Diba? Sa mathematical expression o ang English noun, ang ija definition ana sa ato activities nato gihimo before is that these are the names given to an object. So name given to an object, in English we call that an English noun. In mathematics, that's in an expression or mathematical expression. So again, an expression does not state a complete thought. In particular, it does not make sense to ask if an expression is true or false. So kung expression na siya, walay sense kung mangutana ta kung true ba siya or false. Like for example, example of an expression is 3. So we cannot ask if that is true or false. It does not make sense. Now, for our definition 2, we have here a mathematical sentence is the analog of an English sentence. It is a correct arrangement of mathematical symbols that states a complete thought. So again, an English sentence is the analog of the mathematical sentence. Ato activity nga gihimo, this is with complete thought. Again, with complete thought. For mathematical sentence and English sentence. Like for example, in English, let's just go with the very basic na like Maria is beautiful. So this is an example of English na. But for a mathematical sentence, that's 2 plus 3 equals 5. So it has a complete thought. Remark here, in a mathematical sentence, it makes sense to ask about the truth of a sentence. Is it true? Is it false? Is it sometimes true or sometimes false? Okay, so again, ang mathematical sentence o ang English sentence, pwede ta makapangutana about the truth of a sentence. Kung true ba siya or false, or sometimes true or sometimes false. Now let us proceed to the mathematics is a universal language with own set of vocabulary, own set of rules, system of communication which requires more than just knowing what the words and sentences are. So we have here a comparison between the English conventions and the mathematics convention. So for English conventions, capitalize first letter of proper nouns. For mathematics convention, you have to define words and phrases to avoid ambiguity. Before you will start with your problem solving or your proof, you have to define mga symbols, mga words, and mga phrases para dili malibog. Like for example, sa variables, diba in math, we can assume or we can let any variables, right? Like for example, let x equals the blah 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 blah. Like that. So you have to define na si x mao ni siya. Kaya kung dili ka mag-define, diretso na ka na x plus y. The question is, kinsa man si x? Ano? Sa English conventions, indent nimo ang first sentence of paragraphs. Mabati ra ko? Klaro ra ko, boses? Okay, let's continue. And then first sentence of paragraphs. Mao ni sa English. But for mathematics, enclose the elements of a set with braces, open braces and closed braces. Natawag nimo si na set if and only if naka-enclose si sa parentheses. If waya si naka-enclose, then you cannot call that a set. In English, separate enumerated words with comma. In mathematics, you use mathematical symbols instead of their counterpart words. Like for example, kining nakabaliktad na A here, that is for all. Na instead magsuyat ka ng for all, pwede ra symbols imong gamiton. Kining baliktad na letter E, big letter E na baliktad, that is there exist. Kini siya na symbol is implies, and there are a lot of symbols that we will be using in mathematics. Expressions are given in simplest form. N is a non-negative integer. So this N here is a natural number. But the question is 1 an example of a natural number? Non-negative. Is 1 an example of a natural number? Kung may na natural number, these numbers are counting numbers. So again, guys, is 1 an example of a natural number? Yes, okay? Because 1 is a non-negative integer, but pasabot, dili kong negative, and it is a counting number. But here, the question again is 0 an example of a natural number? No. 0 is a whole number but not a natural number. 0 is neutral. It does not have a sign. Dili siya kung negative, dili po siya kung positive. Okay. For English, it uses the past, present, and future tense. But for math, all is in present form. No, kung sa English, kung maghimo ko ng sentence na kuan, naglalaba, wa kalaba kay gikawat ang planggana. So nga na sa English, for sa math, all is in present form. What does that mean? No? When your 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, before, it is also the same as in the present form. No? And of course, this one. You have to remind yourself that absence of emotional content. Again, absence of emotional content. When I ask you, what is the value of x? We are not talking about your x. We are talking about the variable x. Okay? So, when we talk about math, there is no emotion involved or emotions involved. Okay? Because it's the absence of emotional content. Basin pag may ko, what is the value of x? Lahi ng inyo tubag. No, nahiubos na mo na ho. Kaya nga nung pangutanon pa man, ma'am, si x laong. Pero di ay ang ato gipangutanan na x is not your x, but the x as the variable here in math. Okay, full of ambiguities and spoken cultural assumptions, and for math, it is very precise. Kung may ka na 2 plus 3, that is still equal to 5. But for English, it's full of ambiguities and spoken cultural assumptions. Example lamang nato tong ato example tong una. No na, turn left, tapos now siya right. So what does it mean when you say right? Is it right that you turn left or right that you turn right? No? So, next. Okay, this one. Mathematical symbols. Okay, let's talk about mathematical symbols. A statement is a declarative sentence that is either true or false, but not both true and false. Matawag nato si na statement una. Ato i-check kung declarative sentence ba siya. Ikaduha, kana ba na sentence kay ma-answer ba siya ng true or false? Katulo, dapat kana na sentence dili pwede nang ija answer kay both true and at the same time false. Sunod, timan ina kay maghatag ta ng examples later and you will identify if that is a statement or not. A simple statement is a statement that conveys a single idea and we all know this one. Kaya nani siya sa English na to na discussion. A compound statement is a statement that conveys two or more ideas. Next, the truth value of a statement or of a simple statement is either true or T or false for F. The truth value of a compound statement depends on the truth values of its simple statements and its connectives. A truth table is a table that shows the truth value of a compound statement for all possible truth values of its simple statements. Now, identify whether the following is a statement or not a statement. Again, makaingon ta na statement ang usa ka butang if dapat declarative sentence siya. Ikaduha, dapat ma-answer siya by true or false. Ikatulo, dili pwede na ma-answer siya ng true at the same time maka-answer gyapon siya ng false. Okay? So this one, number 1. Taft is a barangay of Surigao City. Statement or not? Okay, what makes it a statement? First, this is a declarative sentence. Second, it is or it can be answered by true or false. And the answer is, kung may answer or the truth value is true because Taft is a barangay of Surigao City. Number 2, Metro Manila is the largest city of the Philippines in population. Statement or not? Statement. This is a statement because it is a declarative sentence. It can be answered by true or false. And the answer is false. Kinsa ka ang largest city of the Philippines? Davao. Yeah, Davao City. 2 plus 3 equals 5. Statement. This is a sentence or a declarative sentence and the answer is true. Number 4. 3 is less than 0. This is a statement. This is a statement because it is a declarative sentence because it is a complete thought. Ikaduha, the answer is false. Next, Surigao City is the best city. Okay? This is not a statement. Bakit, ma'am? First, of course, this is a declarative sentence. Ikaduha, can be answered by true or false, but not both. So, ang answer diri is both. It could be Surigao City is the best city for me, but it could also be the worst city for others. So, ang ija is subjective siya. So, that means this is not a statement. Dapat, no, kung ang answer true, true raga jud. Kung answer false, false raga jud. Pero in this case, this can be answered by true or false, depende sa tao. Right? Example number 6. Help. Statement or not? Bakit? This is not a statement because exclamation. No, again, this is not a declarative sentence. This is a exclamatory sentence. Okay, number 7, where were you? Not a statement because this is not a declarative but an interrogative sentence. Number 8, the rain in Kabadbaran. Not a statement because this is not a sentence. This is a phrase. This is not a sentence. This is only a phrase. Now, this sentence is false. No, this is not a statement. What is your truth value? Yeah, so this is not a statement. Because it's neither true nor false. Okay, now let's discuss about the logical connective. So we have here, if two or more statements are joined or connected, then we can form compound statements. So if natay duha ka statements nag-join by a connectives, then we call that a compound statement. So we have here, you have to be reminded about the statement, the connective that we use, the symbolic form, and the type of statement. So we have here, not P, the connective there is not, ang symbol kay kining murag hayas na sa bani, kining gamay na murag kuan, and then the type of statement is negation. Statement P and Q, ang connective nato diha is and, ija form kay kining murag V na pabaliktad, ang type of statement is conjunction. P or Q, connective ni is or, symbolic form is kaning V, murag V, and then the type of statement is disjunction. If P, then Q. So, connective is if, then, pwede sad, ang symbolic ni kay kining arrow pa right. Okay, so pagbasa na nato siya kay pwede, if P, then Q, pwede sad P implies Q. And the type of statement is conditional. Now, for the statement P, if and only if Q, so if and only if ang connective, ang symbolic form kay P, if and only if Q. Okay, so we also have there the biconditional. Okay, so we again have the biconditional there. That is the type of statement. And then ang connective is if and only if. And then we have there na duha. Murag arrow si pa right o may arrow pa left. So statements are represented symbolically by lowercase letters. Example, P, Q, R, and S. So kung natin mga statements, ato ra si i-represent by mga letters, small letters. Dili na pwede ng big letters. Kaya kung mag-big letters ta, that is for the set. Small letters are only for statements. Lowercase letters. Okay? So like for example, ato statement kay, the rain in Cabadbaran City is kuan chuchu kuno is kuan heavy lang kitay. So we let that statement to be P. Kada bang murag i-assume nato P is equal to ingana. Next, let's go to not. No? So like for example, if ang ato P diri nagrepresents as the statement today is Monday, then the negation of P written as this one, not P, and read not P is the statement today is not Monday. So what does it mean kung natay not? But pasabot, kabaliktaran. So kung ang ato truth table or truth value, kung may na truth value, it can be answered by true or false. So, if ang ato P is T, ang ato not P is F. If ang ato P is F, ang ato not P is T. No, this is true, false, false, true. So, kabaliktaran. Okay? So, not. Ato ta sa statement ta and. Okay, this amang tamam nakakuha sa kini TTFF, TFTF.